Today's episode is brought to you by Shadow of the Tomb Raider, available September 14th. Pre-order now for 2-day early access.
What up? Welcome to the Honest Trailer Commentary for Predator. Yeah, it's Predator today.
Leads.
if
We
you-
can commentate on it.
I ain't got time to commentate.
I couldn't be more happy to talk about this movie because it's freaking perfect. If you stick around, you'll see a few deleted jokes. Not much, because pretty much everything we had to say about it made it in. And we're going to talk about that right now with Joe Starr and with Dan Murrell.
Yeah.
And with me, Spencer J. Gilbert.
Let's do it.
Predator's a good movie, guys.
It's a really good movie.
All right, see you next
Bye.
week. Yeah, this is I wouldn't call it perfect. There are things you could change, but it is such a good example of what it is. They're tweaks.
Yeah.
They're trims, they're nips, they're tucks.
Yeah. They're like, if I had to, like if I was given the responsibility to do something, or like I'd lose my home.
Yeah.
There's tweaks, but meh.
This was easier than Die Hard. Because you have the sweatiness, you have the Arnold factor, you have the machismo that just crawls out of the screen into your living room. There was a lot more footholds on this movie than there were on Die Hard. So I will say, while I love both of these movies very much, this was slightly easier than a movie like Die Hard, which is amazing, and also like where do you grab onto with that movie? It's had some good.
There's at least there's at least things you can poke at with a stick in this movie. There aren't things wrong with the movie, but there's at least like fun stuff, like you say, sweatiness. Like we can
and
get some
in the
time
other
out of
direction, not so much cons but pros, is we talked about but then cut how deep this movie is. How there's layers. It seems so simple, and it is so simple. And my favorite movies are like this, where like it is about soldiers go to the jungle, they it gets FUBAR, and then they get hunted by a predator. But it's actually, could it be about Vietnam? Could it be about masculinity itself? There's many readings to Predator. Many readings. I think it lends itself to repeat viewings and to maybe a more of a metaphorical view than just what's happening on the screen.
I think you give this thing some layers. I mean, it's definitely got to be a nom. It's definitely got to have some nom connotations.
Yeah, I mean,
got a bunch of guys who are definitely in nom, walking around in the jungle. Yeah,
it gets more complicated than you think. There's Soviets doing stuff, and they get it. First, they think it's going to be a cakewalk, and then they get kind of stymied there, and then they just have to leave with honor.
Then they desperately just want to get to the chopper. Yeah,
I'm a real dummy because I just watched it to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger shoot the jungle. I guess I probably should have seen the commentary going on in that scene, but I just like the guns.
That would have been a good honest title for it too.
Arnold Schwarzenegger shoots the jungle.
That was the working title for McTiernan's script.
Yeah,
I call it Arnold Shoots the Jungle. And everyone's like, we have one main note.
Yeah. Props to McTiernan, though, for probably the best. He did do one film before this, but like the best 1-2 punch of Predator Die Hard. Within 3 years of each other.
That's crazy.
That's a hot start.
That is a hot start. That's a hot hand start.
Yeah.
And then everything else.
After that,
And then Hunt for Red October. And then,
Yeah.
Fine.
Then, whoa, Rollerball. Whoa.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
Prison?
He went to prison for a bit,
Money stuff?
I think.
I
I don't know. I'd have to go back.
I can't remember why. But yeah, so he learned something. His perception on filmmaking changed in those walls.
Yeah.
Changed him.
Seriously.
There was a point that we didn't get to make in this trailer because it's impossible, plus for copyright reasons. But it's something I didn't notice till like the last few times that I watched the movie. But it's Alan Silvestri is an incredible composer.
Yep.
Amazing. However, if you listen to his score for this movie and his score for Back to the Future, they are strikingly similar. They both have that and then you have the snare and then you have the horns. I'm not blaming him. He's done so many amazing scores before and after. I think he was a little overworked. Yeah. It was the mid '80s. Who knows what else was going on everywhere in Hollywood. But if you listen to his score for Back to the Future and his score for Predator, they are strikingly similar.
And I'm a dummy in the sense that I had never heard it before until you pointed it out, and then I was like, how?
Oh yeah.
Because if you put them in their own context, like you could play without telling me, like, hey, have you ever noticed the themes? You could play me like a chunk of Back to the Future and then Predator, and I would have just not
There's
picked up
also
on what
something
you're trying
about
to show
Predator.
me.
Maybe they were rushed or something, but they used like the same bongo drum sample, like maybe 17 times in the first 20 minutes of like.
Hey, it works. It works, man.
Yeah.
It does work.
If the bongos fit,
Hit them.
hit them.
Yeah.
If the bongos hit, give them a slap.
And it's not even that the score is like it's like the same melody or the same notes, but it's as if you were making, as Carl Weathers is a fan of, a stew.
Yeah.
And you just have the same, and you
base
just have the same base
carbohydrate
ingredients that you're
spice.
stirring the pot with. That's the stew of the Back to the Future score and the stew of the Predator score.
Yeah,
had the
strikingly.
exact same ingredients.
You've
in
got a
them.
remarkably similar stew going.
Yeah, and you know what?
Remarkably similar
A lot of stews start with a strong tomato base, but they're very different
different.
stews.
That's
You
true.
wanna-
Yeah, the subtleties might not
true.
be apparent on first taste. Let's watch Giannis' trailer for
Let's do
Predator.
it.
Let's do it.
From the Michael Bay of the 80s, but better, comes a film that combines the best action, the
Arnold
best
shoots the-
horror,
Shoots the jump.
and the best handshake in all of human history.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, that sound. Not
Yeah.
the music, that sound that their hands make.
Thanks for pausing it, JT.
I like that
You
no
knew it
one
was
said
coming.
pause. JT just knew.
He
That we
knew.
need to soak this one in.
It's like a clap of thunder.
I mean, good lord. I read some of the behind the scenes or like a oral history of this, and it's like, of course, Arnold brought the entire gym to the jungle with him, and
Oh, yeah.
all these guys would just pump as soon
Oh,
as
yeah.
morning, noon, and night before they get on camera, so they'd have max sweat.
Oh, even if you had never exercised before in your life, if you end up on a set like this, yeah, you're gonna start. You're not gonna be the one guy in the ensemble that's like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go play my Tiger handheld or whatever people had in '84.
86 when they were
86.
filming this.
Is
Yeah.
that moment peak 80s? Is that moment when the 80s peaked? When Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger clasped hands?
like that?
was that the
And,
peak
then,
of the
and then arm
80s?
wrestled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
It's
Got
when
you
a lot of
pushing
people
too many
peaked.
pencils.
I was gonna say Over the Top, but that probably came. JT, what year is Over the Top?
I think-
87.
yeah.
So that was on the
Yeah.
downhill. I would say that when the wave had just started to crest and got too ridiculous. This is the peak. This is where it all
I
happened.
think this
Yeah.
is where the 80s
And respect
summited.
to Over the Top, but I feel like Over the Top is someone saw this and was like, "Give me
That'd
that."
be a good
but
movie.
more." That'd be a real good movie. You know what my favorite part of the Predator was? Just that.
I'm going to look up how
We're
close
just
together those
keep-
movies were while we're doing this.
Yeah.
Keep making it.
What'd you say, JT?
87.
87,
But they were
yeah.
both 87.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
It's just in the air at the time.
Yeah, it's like Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Two sweaty, armed, clenching muscle man movies in the same year. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going.
So does anyone else grow a mustache every time they watch that? Predator. Deep in the heart of the Central American jungle, where no one can hear you sweat profusely.
Easily one of the sweatier movies ever made.
Oh yeah.
So sweaty.
Something is hunting men for sport, and that something would have been an awesome mystery if they didn't show a spaceship in the first scene.
There's something in those trees.
It's an alien.
Those eyes there, they disappeared.
Yep, alien. Saw the ship.
There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
Okay, fine, I'll do what YouTube comments do. Movie starts at 1 minute 29 seconds.
Yeah,
Sure.
pause. This is a discussion we had. If you skip the first 90 seconds of the movie,
You don't know what's hunting.
you don't know what's out there.
Yeah. Also something I never thought about until this was your pool. Yeah.
It's all the same. Who knows though? What was I gonna say? Who knows if the movie would have been? What was I saying?
Well, I think you have to establish I guess they felt like you have to establish the premise of the film right
Yeah.
up front.
Does the
Right.
movie suffer if you're given no explanation of the Predator, or is it fine?
Yeah.
Like if it's just there's this thing out there.
I remember what I was gonna say. This is just like Terminator 2
Oh,
in
yeah.
the trailer for Terminator 2, where that movie it was so much better if you haven't seen that Arnold is good or bad. If they haven't-
he's a good guy.
Yeah, you can't tell if they hadn't revealed it in the trailer. And in this movie, I think it's so much better if you don't know what the Predator is.
Yeah.
Until, minute 45.
Every beat of T2 also builds that suspense so well, and you know that Cameron had to be pissed.
Yeah.
When he saw that trailer.
Yeah. Because until he says "get down," you don't know.
Yeah. You think
He
what's
could just
going
be
on?
hunting him. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
People, I guess people like movies spoiled in the trailers.
That's what they say.
That's what I don't believe
I
it.
don't believe it either.
Me either. But
By the
yeah,
way,
back
Over
to
the
this
Top,
one.
by the way, came out 4 months before Predator.
Whoa!
So it was build up. It was build up to the Predator.
They probably flew a chopper to Arnold and Carl Weathers. Like, we gotta do a pickup. we need an armor.
Have you seen
outdo
this
these
movie?
sons of bitches.
Or
pumping.
Arnold saw an early screening of it and was like, I can't have Stallone own the arm wrestling.
He's outmuscled me. How does he do it? How does he do it every time?
Was that the first subtweet?
Yes.
I do commando. He pumps up a Rambo. Oh no! Get Carl on the phone.
Meanwhile, Carl Weathers is next to him, like, yeah,
Yeah, I'm here.
whatever it is he just said, sure,
I'm
sure,
at
sure,
Gold's
sure.
Gym, too, right next to you.
Yeah.
Wait, did Rocky 4 come out the same year?
Whoa, no. 88.
Was it 88?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna. This is the research commentaries because that would be incredible. That would be like the America's muscular peak
Yeah.
was in
87, 88.
But yeah, I don't,
85. Okay.
tell me what you think, though, because after you had mentioned that, I was like, holy shit, I never really thought about losing the spaceship scene. Like, do you have to have it's an alien reveal later, or is it fine?
Yeah, I think the
you
less
would
you
have
know,
to
the
think,
better.
yeah.
And it'd obviously be like, well, that's not a giraffe. Like,
Yeah.
You'd be able to tell.
You would
Probably
know
some
that
kind of alien.
something was up.
I guess you could feasibly be like, that's a really weird guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what's up with that guy?
Maybe that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Bad
I think
point.
you'd have to cut the space at the end. Like, I get it, but also at the same time, it would have enhanced. I think they were saving themselves problems for later by sort of lessening
Yeah.
Yeah.
the impact.
If they had gone with the original Predator design, you would have known it's an alien,
Yes, voiced by Bryan Cranston, probably.
which we'll get to. Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Dragons. Join an elite squad of assassins.
We are a rescue team, not assassins.
Don't forget your minigun when you're rescuing someone.
They're really trained
Stick
at being
around.
There's
assassinating
Billy,
rescue
the jacked up macho Native American. Blaine, the jacked up macho redneck. Mac and Dylan, the jacked up macho black guys. Poncho, the jacked up macho Latino. Hawkins, the screenwriter they wanted on set for
Pause.
Punch Up.
Well, first of all, that's Shane Black. But Poncho, I was reading, he had worked out just as much as the other guys, but he got decimated by like mosquitoes and ants and stuff. He was just covered in bites, so like he had to put a shirt on.
Sucks. Guys, check
guy.
out my six pack. Oh!
You're gonna be in a movie with Arnold and Carl Weathers, like. And then he got bit by too many bugs.
You look hideous. Put on a shirt.
Put a shirt on. Yeah. So.
One joke that didn't make the cut that we could not crack was the modern day equivalent for like what would because it's so weird that somebody in the original Predator movie would go on to direct another Predator movie. So
And
we
it
were
wasn't
trying-
Arnold.
Yeah.
and it wasn't
or something.
Arnold. So like we were trying to crack like what movie, what would be the analogous thing now? Like what would be the pull from a movie who would later go on to direct
That
like
franchise.
that franchise
Yeah.
later? Because that's such a weird thing to have a guy that's like, oh, because a lot of
That's
people
really
I think
weird.
like, oh, Shane
Yeah.
Black wrote Predator. Like no,
Yeah.
he just
That's like if
was there.
Right. No, they had him there because they wanted like a screenwriter on set who could
Yeah.
write funny jokes or whatever. And apparently the only thing he got in the whole movie was the P word joke.
Yeah.
the second P word joke, the callback to the first one.
What if, I don't know, like Vin Diesel in 10 years directing the reboot of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would say it's more likely Fast and Furious. They're like, no one wants to deal with that headache
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Vin's
Yeah.
like, I'm doing it myself.
I got this.
I could see like Donald Glover doing like a Lando movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or who would direct their own thing? You write in the comments below who
Yeah.
who would direct an installment of a franchise that they've just been an actor in.
And
I
put
like
some
that
funny
performance.
patter in it and do our job.
I need
Yes,
you
we
to
can't
do
think.
it lower and growly.
Oh, I would love to see if he got complete creative control, and you somehow forced The Rock to be in it.
Yeah. I want you to shave your head.
Toretto, you're just a bigger, stronger man than me, and a better actor.
That's right. Cut. Print. And him saying cut and print is in the movie too.
Somehow.
It's just, yeah, he's like, what can I do to just make The Rock look like less of a man and just like awful?
Toretto, I'm scared. Hold me.
Just hold me. Forgive me for voting for Trump. And it's just like, why is that? None of this has anything to do with the script.
Maybe you just don't understand my writing.
I've been watching you. Okay.
I guess Triple X5 or whatever the latest one is close to that.
He's going to direct either a Triple X or a Fast and the Furious movie. It's going to happen.
I also don't know. My Vin sounded like Snake Plissken. Your Vins sound good.
Yeah, mine sounds like Punch Drunk Rocky. It's like, give me something to drink.
That's what he said after every round. He went to the sideways and said, give me something to drink.
That's brisk, baby. Come on, you all remember that Ice-T commercial?
Remember Claymation, right?
Let's keep on.
Clay fighters.
And their leader, Dutch, a jacked-up badass cigar-chomping Kevin McAllister.
Kudos to our editors for split screening this perfectly.
Yeah, cool.
Come and get me before I call the police.
Come on, kill me, I'm here.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. Thrill as they're up against the ultimate enemy, Jean-Claude Van Damme in a stupid lobster costume.
So pause.
Yep, that really happened.
That is the original Predator.
Yeah, they were
If
gonna.
you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they were gonna edit it out, like do the
Animate,
invisible thing
yeah.
on this, but that's the design more or less. And also in that oral history, which I recommend everyone read, there were like 7 competing versions for why Jean-Claude Van Damme left the movie. It's like Rashomon. Like everyone has a different point of view. It's like he got fired because he was complaining and demanded he do karate, or he was just too short to do it, or they were just like, well, the costume's stupid, so let's get rid of the guy too. Like it's amazing how every single person has like their recollection of why Jean-Claude Van Damme isn't in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone should go straight to the source. Actually, that'd probably be the least reliable source is asking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, absolutely. Jean-Claude Van Damme would just be like, well, Arnold was very upset that I beat him to within an inch of his life with words and fists and asked that I be removed. And 15 security men came to remove me, and I did the splits.
Right, because
until they died.
JCVD, is he Dutch? Is he actually Dutch? He's from Brussels. Does that count? I know nothing about Europe.
I was told there would be no geography.
The joke is that he would be mad that somebody else was called Dutch, but I'm not sure if that works. Because
no, I don't think it does.
Probably is.
Belgian,
Where's
right?
Belgium.
Belgium?
Yeah.
He's Belgian, right?
And
Isn't he
I don't
Belgian?
remember.
Well, Brussels sounds like it's something in Belgium. Now, where does Dutch get involved? Who are the
The Dutch are from the Netherlands.
Hey, commenters, who are the Dutch?
Where is John?
In the
Hey,
comments
stop
below.
saying who are the Dutch to Siri. You guys are really screwing this up. And now I said that to Siri.
Okay. I found
Nope.
something.
Nope. That's not working. Hank. Hey Siri, where is Jean-Claude Van Damme from?
Brussels, I know that.
Yep, he's from Brussels.
Okay, now who are the Dutch?
We know Brussels, Joe.
This on the web for where is Jean-Claude Van Damme from Brussels.
Hey Siri, where is the Dutch?
No,
We just need to know where Brussels is.
we need to know what qualifies as Dutch.
I think you have to be from
Anyways.
Amsterdam. From the Netherlands, not from Amsterdam specifically.
Siri's not going to know how to answer what qualifies as Dutch.
I'd like to apologize to our international audience.
Yes.
What?
This is the American school system, folks.
I think
It's
you just
everything
Dutch.
it's been built up to
You
be.
just have to be blonde, right?
I think that's it.
Let's
Okay.
go with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with blonde.
Tuned out
it's
minutes ago.
Dutch is relating to the Netherlands, its people, or their language.
Now, is Brussels the Netherlands?
No,
No.
Okay.
we
Moving
knew
on.
that too. Okay.
We did? Okay.
Yeah.
They share a common...
Brussels is in Belgium.
Okay.
Rembrandt was Dutch.
All right, let's keep going, JT. I'll do this alone if I have to.
Yep, that really happened. But once he got fired, they went
When
up
are we doing
against
the
the
Bloodsport
real
on Australia?
ultimate enemy,
Oh, someday.
the Predator. A perfect mix of awesome creature design, S&M mesh bodysuit, and Vincent Price laugh. Who uses advanced technology to hunt the equivalent of fish in a barrel. Yeah, I guess he's less cool when you realize he's like those yuppies who shoot giraffes with a sniper rifle.
Shoots a
So
giraffe.
before you see the Predator,
Yuppies.
revisit the Predator that's
and
never
the
been
yuppies.
improved on in its sequels and could be re-released in theaters today because it's aged so well,
Bunch of slap-jawed around here.
Oh, Jesse.
mostly well.
Yeah.
Because in an action horror movie this good, with so
Bill
many
and Ted.
iconic
Bill and Ted.
lines,
Yeah.
It's
I
like
ain't got time to breathe.
second catchphrase.
Yeah, apparently.
Be excellent to each other.
And
Ugly motherfucker.
Get to the chopper!
And such an iconic movie monster, you'll barely even notice that half the film is just quietly looking at
intense,
trees.
It's a lot in the movie.
Kind of soothing.
Kind of like the barrels and jaws. Forest, and just like to stand in.
And they didn't use it for jump scares.
It's an alien! Starring
Robert
the
Holtby.
future governor of California, the future governor of Minnesota, a future candidate for governor of Kentucky. Okay, this is getting weird. Baby, you've got a stew going. Dude, moisturize.
How do you do that?
The director of Iron Man 3. And I gotta get to the chopper. My skull, my back, my trophy in my pack. And the end credits that make the movie look like a 90s
These are
sitcom.
the best end credits in the history of cinema.
If we had more
Here's the
time,
good
we
thing.
would've done a parody
These are
song.
not shots from the movie.
No. They
These
did
were
this
shot
extra.
specifically.
Were they just bored one day? Like,
Yeah.
let's pretend we're
Austrian
doing Full
versus
House.
Predator.
I get it.
My men are not expendable.
You changed, Arnold. You changed.
Because he did a movie later.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, hey.
Hey!
They did get to fight each other finally.
Finally.
Those end credits, they really.
They're awesome.
It's not just that they haven't, because a lot of like Airplane had like wacky end credits, but that's Airplane. Like you've seen these men mercilessly gutted and skinned and
Go
their
from
heads blown off.
the most confident, cocky men to just empty shells of themselves, begging for death.
Yep.
And then they're like,
oh, that's an odd choice. It's like, oh, remember me? I got beheaded. King.
They're also
like, it doesn't.
It's really weird.
Hereditary did not end with Toni Collette like.
It should have. It definitely should have. Oh man.
But I just love too that it's not just that they're cheesy, but each of them were like, what's the most testosterone manly ass thing I can do to just drop some panties right now? Throw me that AK-47.
Throw me that gun.
Or like spitting the chaw.
Spitting some chaw.
The only one who doesn't record their own is Arnold. Arnold is just a clip from the film.
Arnold is a clip from the film.
Arnold didn't have time for that shit.
Yeah. Arnold is literally just a clip from the movie. Like, all right, Arnold, time for your codec shows. I'm not doing that.
I'm gone.
I've got to get the arm shot. Leave me alone.
Have you guys ever listened to Pumping Up with Arnold?
No.
The actual album, his actual workout album?
A workout album? Like an audio workout?
Yeah.
Like a record?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is it on vinyl?
It's amazing. It's him like trying to keep rhythm with just music, with just like beats, and he's like, and flex.
And he's just
and
is it like his DVD commentaries where he's just describing what he's doing?
God.
No, it's just it's him trying to rhythmically tell you how to work out, and it's kind of great. Where he's like, flex, and stretch your upper body.
You have to take a slight issue with your Arnold impression there, but maybe I haven't listened to it yet.
I'm not an impressions guy. That's all Dan.
We'll go listen to it after this.
After I listen to Total Recall.
Yeah.
This is the part where I shoot him. Consider that a divorce.
Good line.
I know. Like, now he's outside and his head is exploding. Like, yes, Arnold, we know this is not the descriptive audio track.
Has three boobs. That's
Okay.
one more than usual.
Yes, thank you, Arnold. That's very.
The Conan
I'm on
one-
Mars. We thought you'd be weird.
The Conan one's like that too, where he's just like, this is the part where I was shirtless and we ran around and I had the sword and I swang it.
Yeah.
That woman was very beautiful.
I really felt on a hill. Like, yeah, I know. Yes,
Yep.
I know, Arnold. Thank you. Or we can see the film in addition to you speaking. Thank you.
He doesn't know that.
He doesn't.
We got some cut jokes.
Do we?
Maybe.
Yeah, we got some starrings at least.
Starring past action hero, QAnon, the
We
lone
turn into
gunman,
Last Action Hero,
the
which
body,
is very underrated.
a real Adonis, dentata vagina,
We have
crab
80 of
people,
these.
heat vision and jacked,
That's a
space
deep
Dothraki, fatality, dreadlock monster, to catch a predator,
Yeah.
rumble in the jungle.
Literally.
And there we are.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
Right, that's it.
Yeah.
We're very economical. Much like the Predator itself.
Yeah.
We're very lean.
We used
That's
every
right.
part of the animal.
Yeah.
We ripped the skull out of our jokes, and
Yeah.
I don't have no end of that metaphor.
Polish that spine.
Yeah. So yeah, Predator. Near perfect movie. Not perfect, but that's how we do an honest trailer for one of those.
Yeah.
We have fun with it. It's Predator's one of those movies that actually has a honest trailer style trailer for it. I encourage everyone to look those up if you're young to see what we're actually
This
parodying.
is what we're. I feel like most people don't know what we're actually parodying anymore because they don't make those trailers.
They
anymore.
do not make them like that anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, Predator is one of those that I think Die Hard, not so much Die Hard, but Die Hard 2 also has ones like it's Christmas Eve and John McClane is flying home to his family. It's just like that's okay. Thank you.
Then
That's the jam right there.
unexpected surprise.
These are not just long reviews. That's not what they're supposed
Well,
to
they
be.
kind of used to be. Well, they were definitely biased.
Yes.
They're definitely biased towards the movie.
Yeah, Die Hard 2 is the one that's like, last time he blew you out of the wall, like this time he'll blow you out of the ceiling. Like it's such a like if that is anything that we were parodying, it's that kind of trailer.
Yeah. So check those out. They stopped making those, but we'll keep making these honest trailer commentaries. See you next week for
A recent
end.
release that some might also call an action movie.
Yeah.
That is a sequel. And that
It's
also
definitely a
might have partially taken place in a jungle.
Good clues.
Good clues.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.